Take 17. Hello. Today is November 19th, 2021. Hope you are well. So I've done a number of these recordings over the years, and it seems like in some of those recordings, I kind of sort of had some insight, maybe sort of kind of some understanding of something, maybe a little tiny bit. I scratched the surface. But here I am sitting today on November 19th, 2021, thinking, no. As far as getting along with other people in this world and trying to navigate through our own whatever stuff we're going through, yeah, I feel like some of these recordings have been informative and maybe helpful to someone. Maybe. But as far as the stuff having to do with, beyond this place, I'm sitting here like, what do I really know, y'all? Y'all, what do I really know? Guess what? Nothing. And just because every once in a while we have this feeling like, maybe this release of some hormone or something in us that makes us feel good with an experience, does that necessarily mean that we really actually, in reality, came upon something that goes beyond this existence? Does it? I'll leave that to you. To me, the answer would be emphatically, hell no! Because, see, to exist here, we need a reason, an oomph to exist, to keep going. When I wake up in the morning and I realize, I'm still in this place, I need to figure out a plan to get through the day. Not in desperation necessarily, but just like, maybe I have a routine, and then that peps me up a little bit. Okay, I'm gonna get up, I'm gonna have my special coffee, I'm gonna blah, 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 I'm gonna see this person, I'm gonna do this, I have this on my agenda, this list of things I'm gonna do, and that's gonna make me feel good. Whatever it is, I wake up in the morning and I have to have my thing to get me going. Whatever. We have stuff that just keeps us getting out of bed in the morning and moving. Whatever it is. And of course, I forgot my original thought there, but you know how that goes sometimes. If you listen to any of these, which most of you haven't, you know that we digress sometimes. But whatever. So I'm sitting here and I'm asking myself this real question of, I don't know. I don't know anything. I don't know if there's a God. I don't know if there's an afterlife. I don't know if that old nursery rhyme, row, row, row your boat gently down the stream, merrily, 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 life is but a dream. I don't know if that's true. Maybe this is just a dream of something. Maybe this is, there's so many ideas. And like many of you, I have my ears have perked up to some of the ideas that are going around and like, But then I have to step back and say, listen, I'm conditioned and I am resonating to this thing partly because of my conditioning in this place and my necessity to wake up in the morning and have a reason to keep going. So then I hear, I listened to this philosopher. Oh yeah, that makes sense. I listened to this, whoever person or I read this book or whatever. And at the time it resonates. And what it does is it gives me reason to go on. But at the time it feels like it's giving me some real answers. It's like, yeah. Okay, so that's what's going on. But guess what? That's not what's going on at all, at least in my experience right now. It was just something that was like a little piece of a puzzle that I was missing, whatever that means, and it fell into place to where I was at the time that I heard it or read it. It's like, okay, this is pretty depressing. And now I'm sitting here like, I'm at this point where, and maybe some of you are too, we've been duped, we've been lied to, bamboozled. If any of you has been as lucky as I was to be part of a religious movement that promised paradise, blah, 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 and to realize that it too was just a scam. And then you come out of that fog and you're like, well, shit. First of all, I wasted some good years in that bullshit. And now also just can't even get into all that, but like what? You come out of something like that and then it's really difficult because you've been betrayed. Many of us, most of us probably have been betrayed, been lied to, tricked, and then we see the guy behind the curtain who is no Wizard of Oz at all. He's just some loser dude pushing buttons. You're like, wait, you're not the great and powerful Oz. You're just some goofball dude behind a curtain. What the fuck? Excuse me. What the fuck? That's where I'm at right now, guys. And if you are too, what are we going to do? I had the pleasure of recently listening to some podcasts on a guy who, I guess he's considered a philosopher, but he probably wouldn't consider himself a philosopher because he was just thinking about life and he wasn't afraid. And this guy's name was Emil, excuse me. Anyway, I got a message, but I don't care about that right now. This guy's name was Emil Cioran, Cioran. He was Romanian born, spent a lot of his adult life in France. But anyway, I was listening to this guy, and I guess he kind of is considered a philosopher, but like I said, in his own mind, look him up if you're interested. Look him up if you're interested. This guy resonates with me because he was just like, it's all bullshit, okay? And that really resonates with me right now. He's like, listen, like I said at the outset, guys, not a one of us has any answers. And if you think you found the answers, dig deep and find that maybe there's just a place in you that needs a reason to keep on going. And whatever you're learning or reading or watching is helping you to be able to do that instead of actually really giving you some real, true, irrefutable, undeniable, actual reality answers. But I enjoyed listening to, so far, I ordered one of his books. It should be coming in not soon enough. I'm interested because at this point, I'm just like, I don't know what to do. I'm sorry, guys. I don't have any more straws to hold on to. I don't have anything to ground me to this place as far as answers go. And I guess this guy, I can't remember, what was the name of the book I ordered? Something about the not the depths of despair, something. But basically his take was anybody who has answers is bullshitting you. And the trick is to realize that we don't have the answers, and yet to still find for ourselves as individuals some meaning, some way of navigating ourselves through this experience without latching on to, quote, answers that are not really answers. They're just kind of little pacifiers to help us get through. But they're not. His idea, and I'm not saying this is true for everybody. It's true for me where I'm at right now. It's just like, I'm in a place right now where I don't want bullshit anymore just to make me feel a certain feeling. I want to be able to face it. And that was his thing. Like, face the reality. You don't know. You never knew. And still find some enjoyment in existing. And that's what I'm trying to do. And that's why I ordered that book. I'm like, Emil, I hope you help me. Give me a little bit of indicators of how to be able to do that. I don't want to go running to some other thing to grab onto and hold on to tight so that I get a certain feeling of meaning in this place. But the thing I'm holding on to is just as bogus as whatever else. And it's so weird. Like, people will, when I was part of this religion, you know what? The members, including myself sometimes, I'm sure, on some level, but the members would kind of laugh at other groups and other religions and traditions and their beliefs and ideas, like, that's ridiculous. And now I'm out of that. And I'm thinking, well, hell, you guys were just as ridiculous and even more ridiculous on some things than those people you're laughing at. Like, oh, how could they believe that? That's just silly. Oh, they believe that, the world is on top of a turtle or this or that. It's like, okay, well, some of the stuff that you guys are teaching is really weird. But when you're part of that bullshit, you don't see it because, for whatever reason. Anyway, I'll be glad when my book is here. And I hope this guy has some helpful hints for me to be able to wake up in the morning. Like, I woke up this morning and I was just like, and our brains have these neural pathways, right? Where we normally, whatever habits we form, whatever habits we have right now, it's really interesting that, like, our brains form these literal pathways that keep us thinking that same way and repeating those same habits. And yet, like, nowadays, like this morning, I woke up and it's like, I see the pathway. I see them, not literally, because that would be weird. I can't see in my brain. But, like, I remember the old blah, blah, blah to get me motivated. I'm like, nope, that ain't gonna work. There's a big old roadblock there. There's like a roadblock, like, yeah, you're not going that way anymore. Remember, we decided you're not going down that road anymore to get yourself up and about. Here's another pathway. Oh, what about this idea? Scratch that too. And then we're not doing that anymore. It's like, facing the thing, eye to eye, like, I'm not doing the bullshit no more, but that's hard. Ignorance is bliss. And I don't want to be ignorant anymore. And that means, okay, well, what is the opposite? Misery? I don't want it to be misery. When that goddamn book comes in, he's going to help me. By God, he's going to help me to be able to figure this shit out. To be able to just get up in the morning and be like, I want to be able to jump out of bed and be like, psh, I don't know anything. But you know what? I'm just going to skip along and I'm just going to do my thing while I'm here in this place. I want to have that good positive outlook without it being latched onto some bogus bullshit ideas that are not true. I hope this wasn't depressing for anybody, but anyway, that's where I'm at right now. Anyway, we're going to wrap this up because I think we've said everything we need to say. Excuse me. As always, I want to wish you much love. Bye.